In a world where modern conveniences are just a flick of a switch away, it's easy to take electricity for granted. But what happens when the grid goes dark and we're faced with a power outage or a blackout? Imagine this. You're sitting at home, everything humming along as it should. The TV's on, the lights are bright, and the refrigerator is keeping your food fresh. You're in control, and the world feels predictable. But suddenly, everything changes. The lights flicker, then fade to black. Your phone still works, but not for long. The refrigerator stops humming, and the house is plunged into an eerie, unsettling silence. The peace you once knew is shattered, and chaos takes its place. This is the reality of a power outage, an unexpected disruption that can throw your entire world into disarray. But what if you could be ready? What if you had a plan in place, a set of supplies, and the knowledge to stay calm and confident, no matter how long the blackout lasts? In this video, we'll walk you through the essential strategies and steps you need to survive and thrive during a power outage, transforming a potentially devastating event into a manageable experience. Before we dive into the details of how to prepare for power outages, I'd like to ask a quick favor. Did you know that only 5% of the people who watch our videos actually subscribe? If you're enjoying the content and want to be part of our growing community, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot and allows us to continue bringing you more helpful content. Also, we would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. What's been helpful, what we can improve on, and how we can continue to make this community stronger. All right, let's dive in. The first and most crucial step in preparing for a power outage is creating a solid emergency plan. Whether you're at home, on the go, facing a city or countrywide blackout, the same principle applies. Having a plan in place can be the difference between managing the situation calmly or being overwhelmed by chaos. It's easy to think you can handle things on the fly, but the reality is, when the lights go out, the situation can escalate quickly without a strategy. Panic and confusion can take over, but with the right plan, you'll know exactly what to do, no matter where you are or how large the outage becomes. Start by gathering your family or household members to discuss exactly what will happen if the power goes out at home. Don't just assume everyone will know what to do. Assign specific roles and responsibilities. Who will be responsible for checking the backup power supply? How will you manage heating or cooling if the temperature suddenly drops or rises? Who will monitor the food supply to make sure it doesn't spoil and ensure there's enough water for everyone to last? These are critical questions, and failing to address them could lead to disaster, even if you've stocked up on the right supplies. A well-prepared family knows who does what when the power goes out, which ensures that everything gets done without confusion or panic. The more organized your plan, the more smoothly the situation will unfold, even if things get chaotic. But what happens if you're away from home? While power outages are most commonly associated with homes, they can happen anywhere. Imagine being out on the road, and suddenly everything goes dark. Whether you're at a gas station, a rest stop, or even at a friend's house, you might find yourself stranded in an area with no power. Now imagine the entire city goes dark in a blackout. What would your teenage son or daughter do if they're away from home? Where would they go? Would they know how to get to a pre-designated meeting point? Or would they be stuck, confused, and unsure of how to get in touch with you? In a situation where cell service might be spotty or unreliable, how would they reach you, especially if there's no electricity to charge their phone? These are the tough questions you need to ask yourself before you or any of your family members ever leave home. Think about it. Being in an unfamiliar place during a blackout can be stressful. It's easy to panic in the dark, but having a plan in place, whether it's knowing where to meet or having a small power bank to charge a phone, can make all the difference in how your family navigates the situation. When the power goes out, especially for a few days, it's important to be prepared with the right supplies to manage the situation. While food and water are your primary concerns, heating is also critical, especially during the winter months. Here's how you can prepare for short-term outages and what heating options to consider. For immediate warmth, disposable or rechargeable hand warmers are lifesavers. These small portable items can provide heat for hours and can be tucked into your gloves, socks, or sleeping bag. Rechargeable hand warmers are especially handy. They're eco-friendly and can be charged via USB, making them reusable and sustainable. Keep a stockpile in your emergency kit, along with thermal socks, insulated gloves, and a high-quality sleeping bag rated for cold weather. One of the most effective and low-cost ways to stay warm is by layering your clothing. Start with moisture-wicking base layers to keep sweat off your skin, followed by insulating layers like fleece or down to trap heat. Finish with an outer layer that blocks wind and moisture. A good combination of layers helps your body retain heat even in the coldest conditions. Layering up, along with adding a warm hat, scarf, and gloves, can make a big difference in staying comfortable until the power comes back on. Another great way to stay warm during an outage is with a jacket that has rechargeable heating elements. These jackets use a battery pack to power built-in heating panels, providing warmth when you need it most. They're perfect for staying active or moving around while maintaining comfort. Consider them as a layer of protection against the cold. For a clever and effective way to conserve body heat, pitch a small tent indoors. A pop-up tent can be set up in a living room or bedroom, trapping warmth in a smaller, enclosed area. When combined with a small heater, this method can help keep your family comfortable, especially if you're trying to keep kids warm or create a cozy, safe space to sleep. Just be sure to keep the tent well ventilated and monitor any heating devices closely. If you're fortunate enough to have a wood stove or fireplace, these can provide reliable heat during a power outage. Wood stoves offer consistent warmth and don't require electricity, making them a great option for long-term outages. Be sure to have dry wood stored, and if you're using a fireplace, check that the chimney is clear and in good working condition to prevent fire hazards. If you don't have a wood stove or fireplace, propane heaters can be a great alternative. For smaller rooms, the Mr. Heater Little Buddy is compact and ideal for heating spaces like bedrooms or bathrooms. If you need more power, the Mr. Heater Big Buddy can heat up to 200 square feet and runs on either small 1-pound propane tanks or larger 20-pound tanks. Both models come with built-in safety sensors that shut the heater off if tipped over or if the oxygen level gets too low, making them safe for indoor use. While propane heaters are effective, safety is always a priority. Always use these heaters in well-ventilated areas and never leave them running unattended, especially while you sleep. A carbon monoxide detector is a smart addition to any room where you're using propane heating. This extra precaution helps ensure you're aware of any dangerous gas buildup. When storing propane, keep tanks outside in a cool, dry place, away from heat sources and open flames. Never store propane indoors, as leaks can be hazardous. If you're using gasoline-powered backup generators for other needs, always store gasoline in approved containers and keep them in a well-ventilated, safe area away from living spaces. When preparing for a short-term outage, up to 3 days, have at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for drinking, cooking, and sanitation. For a week-long outage, double that supply. For food, focus on non-perishable items that don't require refrigeration or cooking. Canned goods, freeze-dried meals, energy bars, and dried fruits are great choices. If you're stocking up on canned food, don't forget a manual can opener. High-calorie snacks like nuts and granola bars will help keep energy up in case the outage lasts longer than expected. By planning ahead and being ready with the right tools, you can stay warm, hydrated, and well-fed during a short-term power outage. The more prepared you are, the more confidently you can handle whatever the situation throws at you. Once you've mastered the basics of prepping, it's time to think bigger. For short and long-term power outages or situations where the grid might be down for days or even weeks, advanced prepping techniques will ensure you're ready for the long haul. A backup power supply can make all the difference in maintaining your comfort, safety, and survival. Here's how you can take your preparedness to the next level. When the power goes out, one of the first things you'll notice is the loss of electricity to critical appliances like refrigerators, medical devices, and lights. Without power, food in your fridge or freezer can spoil quickly, leading to wasted resources and potential health risks. That's why backup power should be at the top of your advanced prepping checklist. A portable generator is a great way to keep essential appliances running, such as your refrigerator, medical equipment, and lighting. Generators can be powered by gasoline, propane, or even solar energy, depending on the model you choose. If you rely on electricity for essential medical devices, a generator could be a lifesaver during an extended outage. However, don't forget that generators require fuel. Make sure to store extra fuel safely, following local regulations and safety guidelines. Gasoline and propane should be stored outside and away from any heat sources. Always check your local laws about fuel storage, as there are specific codes that regulate how much fuel you can keep on your property and where it can be stored. To conserve fuel and reduce the noise from a running generator, a smart strategy is to use your solar power station in tandem with your gas-powered generator. Solar-powered stations like Anchor, EcoFlow, Jackery, or Bluetti are excellent for powering your essential devices. During the day, you can use your gas generator to power your appliances while simultaneously charging your solar power station with its solar panels. You can also use the generator to top off the solar power station, ensuring it's fully charged for when the sun sets. Then, when night falls, switch to using the solar power station to run devices like your fridge, lights, or small appliances without consuming more fuel. This method not only helps you save fuel, but also minimizes generator noise, allowing you to run the generator only when absolutely necessary. When the power goes out, traditional communication systems like cell phones and the internet may fail, so alternatives are crucial. A hand crank radio can provide weather updates and emergency information without power. For more advanced communication, consider a ham radio or satellite phone, which allows you to stay connected when local networks are down and reach emergency services or loved ones. Your community is an invaluable resource during long-term power outages. Building strong relationships with neighbors and organizing a prepper group increases resilience, as sharing resources and knowledge helps everyone survive and adapt to the crisis. Having a plan is essential, but practicing it is even more important. Test your backup power systems, practice using your emergency stove, and make sure everyone knows how to operate tools like a generator or portable heater. The more familiar you are with your equipment and plan, the smoother your response will be when the power really goes out. Preparedness is about having the right tools, the right plan, and the skills to use them when it matters most. As we wrap up today's video, remember, preparing for a power outage is crucial, especially during the winter months. When the temperatures drop, being ready can make all the difference in keeping you and your loved ones safe. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and let us know your power outage plan. And be sure to share this video with someone who could benefit from these tips. Don't forget to subscribe for more preparedness content. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you in the next video.